All right, Larry Sawyer here with MOLELS Foundation, M-O-L-E-L-S. It's an acronym, stands for Meaning of Life, Experience, Learn, Share. What we're here to do is take all of the knowledge that we've learned throughout life and share it with others. Not for profit, just to help humanity and all living species in this universe and potentially beyond. This is the second video where I'm talking about space, what it incorporates, and how understanding these things about the flow, the vibration, and the frequency of electrons and minerals, how it operates with minerals and metals. You can find out how to do some amazing things. Let's talk about one of those things. Have you ever wondered how you could create a levitating vehicle? I have. I've thought about it for a while. Matter of fact, quick story. I took a woman out on a date one time. She was a designer at this graphic design firm, architecture firm. It was our first date. She asked me what I'm going to do, what I want to do in life, what are my goals, and I told her I want to create a levitating vehicle. She said, that's good. I should pursue that. And that was the last I ever heard from her. All right, anyway. How can we use information that I explained in the previous video to create new technologies? I'll give you an example. We understand some very simple things about electrons, electricity, and metals. We know iron creates a magnetic field when it sucks in electrons. We know that magnetic field affects certain types of metals. And other types of metals it does not affect. And water has some weird effects against electrons as well. We can talk about some of the science in that later. And how you can also use water and the different ways in which you can use water to create electricity. So we know that when electrons are applied to certain types of metals, it creates a magnetic field, and that the electricity travels on the outside of these wires, such as copper and gold. And iron. And what this means is you can create any shape, structure. It really doesn't matter. And in theory, which I believe is true, and I would like to put to the test, by creating a metal structure and having a power source internally to create enough electrons in the form of static electricity that we pump into the iron, we will create a magnetic field that produces enough electrons, and we, through controlling the vibrations and the frequencies, we will be able to control which direction those electrons are pushed. And like an ocean, like octaves, like sounds, like vibrations, depending upon the vibration of the note you're always at that level of vibration. So we can control the frequency and go up and down into our different vibrations, which will put us at different levels within this universe. This earth right now what you have to do, because this earth right now is sucking in electrons, creating a gravitational pull, you need to be able to create electrons that go fast enough against that pool of electrons that you actually float above. And then eventually, once you get into space, it's even faster to maneuver around because you don't have a gravitational pull. Your gravitational, your power, your electrons output always has to be able to be stronger than the gravitational pull or field of electrons within you. Within you are? I can't remember how you say that. From where you are within. Yeah, I think that's it. So, I know a lot of you out there it's not going to make any sense to, but to you people out there who want to understand frequencies and vibrations and electrons and magnetic fields and 369. 9 is the flow. How much? The intensity. 3 and 6, that's the frequency and the vibration. Right? We're going to talk more about those later. The next video, I want you people, go experiment. Create radio control vehicles where you can have power sources internally, and you can slowly experiment with the different frequencies and the vibrations and see what frequencies do what and how you can elevate vehicles and how much you have to get to be able to get out of Earth's magnetic field. It's really simple. It's not difficult. I want to create a vehicle that we can do this with, and I want to find indigenous people. I want to find people that are coming from maker spaces. Let's get some maker spaces from around the world together. I have some people that's going to help out with this. Let's get some maker spaces together to be able to create these amazing products. All right. So, when I received the first 20 million for that first video, this is still part 2, I guess. When I received that first 20 million for that first video, most importantly, what am I going to do with it? Not why am I receiving and asking for 20 million, but what am I going to do with the 20 million? What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy land, and I'm going to buy land. I'm going to open up a training, educational facility open to everybody, and we're going to start with indigenous people. We're going to train them up, and it's going to be a system where we show people how they can make profits, how they can do video editing, how they can do social media marketing, how they can help other people market products, and how we can go around and we can find other people who have special messages. We can showcase them, and we can find ways to get them to be able to market their products and make an income, receive money from the outside world instead of just the same nickel that gets passed around inside of small towns. It's a way that we can allow everybody around the world to be able to participate in receiving substantial incomes or decent incomes and decent lifestyles. Regardless of what our backgrounds are, we still have opportunities to be able to make a good living, and we have a support system of people that are there to help us out in doing that. So that's what I am going to put the money towards as well. There's something called a MOLELS, Life Skills and Entrepreneurship No BS channel. I'm just going to get started, and what I'm doing is I'm starting with something called the 5 pillars to happiness. So essentially what it is, it's a project management system that helps you prioritize and manage the 5 pillar areas of your life that are most important. And if you can manage these areas, you're going to have a happy life. The 5 areas, the 5 pillars are your health, because if there's anything wrong with you, health-wise, it's going to affect all of your other areas and should be taken extremely seriously. Second is your personal. What is it that you're interested in? Your personal goals. What things would you like to do in the world? What experiences would you like to have? Third, it's going to be your relationships. And you have several categories of relationships. You have your family relationships. And you have the relationships in your family that you maybe need to repair that are not so good. You have the relationships that are good. And you have the relationships that you want to maintain and make healthy and keep healthy. You also have your business relationships with those same categories. You also have your personal relationships, which are your best friends, same categories. And then, with your business relationships, one category you have is you want to be able to create new relationships and repair those relationships. I'm sorry, not repair. You want to be able to create new relationships and with people that have similar interests as yourself, right? So you want to start finding and seeking people that are doing the things like you want to do, that are professionals in those areas, that inspire you and make you want to be like or achieve to be like, or are motivation in any sort of way. I like to call them, they're the bright lights that shine down. Anyway, that's the personal, that's the relationships and your business relationships and your new relationships. So, and your new relationships have to do with friends as well, and also business, right? So let's get into the 4th, which is going to be your education. Your education is going to determine how much money you make and how happy your lifestyle is. If you're happy doing what you're doing career-wise. If you're not, then you need to change your education. You need to look at an education and start getting geared into the lifestyle that you want to have, and determine what type of lifestyle do you want to have. You can do that in your personal goals as well, and then some of those things will carry over into, say, your career or into your education. Career is the 5th and final pillar. Career is important because that determines a lot of your happiness. And are you making enough money to support the lifestyle that you want? And it doesn't have to be lavish lifestyle. It could be just a house in the woods. It could be whatever it is you want it to be. But how do you achieve that lifestyle, and how do you make enough money? So you want to make sure that you have a career and you find a way to be able to make that much money. So we're going to have a group of people. I'm going to show you how I'm going to start my MOLELS Foundation from the very beginning. And I'm going to have a group of people that's going to help everybody in the MOLELS group. We're going to have a community of people that's going to help each other with doing all of the aspects that's necessary to marketing yourself a product or a service. And we're going to cover the different aspects on how to do that, and it's all for free. Okay, I'll use my own company as an example, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll explain everything that I'm doing, how I'm creating commercials. What you see right now, this is me, this is how I'm feeling right now, this is my mood at the moment, and so this is what you're getting. This is real, this is no BS, and that's the same thing I'm going to be doing in my no BS. It's going to be kind of a behind the scenes of running a business, everything involved with marketing, everything involved with contacting new customers, how to find customers, socializing, everything. How I make decisions, my thought processes, and how I create game plans for moving forward, and how I motivate myself, and how I take off time, when I take off time. All these different aspects that go into being an entrepreneur or running your own life. So this is for everybody. It's not just for people who want to be entrepreneurs. If it's somebody who wants to actually take their life by the reins and have the life that they want, this is for them. All right. Now, new video. I'm going to talk about life and the beginning of life, the root of life in this universe.